Check. Pre-recorded live from the side of the I-70 westbound. It's the Derek Luna Show. This week, some pro-homeless propaganda. Plus, an interview with Chris Barrett. But now, that'll look real good on his tombstone. Comedy Rambo, surviving several incursions behind enemy lines, killed for vagrancy in Jerkwater, USA. It's Derek Luna! Man, I think that wins the award for longest intro possibly ever. Been thinking a lot about Rambo lately. I think I'm just trying to figure out a way to make homelessness sound cool. And when you're thinking about cool homeless people, you're probably thinking Johnny Rambo. At least I know I am. Yes, we were temporarily homeless last night. I slept in a rest area. Not this rest area, a different rest area. But, yeah, you can see, maybe you can see if I swivel here, you can see the setup in the back. Oh, yeah, we're back there with boxes. Doing our thing. I bring this up and stopped here really because I think this is the first episode of the Derek Luna Show ever was part of it was done here at this rest area. It might have been another one, but it was at least on the I-70 westbound. I know that for sure. But yeah, Comedy Rambo out here surviving incursions behind enemy lines. And yeah, being a vagrant, definitely. I bring all this up because on this episode of the Derek Luna Show, we talked to Chris Barrett, who is I guess you'd call him like a feature-level act. He's definitely racking up the time, though. I first met him out on the Pub and Grub comedy tour. Shout out Jeremy Danley. And he was featuring for me there. Anytime I was up in the north parts, I would run into him. Wisconsin, the Michigan area, Upper Peninsula. He's out of Detroit. And he would feature for me. And he played guitar on a couple songs, and we were kind of similar. And so I think that's why Jared Dog paired us up. And, yeah, I liked the guy. He was just kind of starting to dip his toe into the world of being a road comic and, you know, trying to live out here and survive basically without spending a whole lot of money because you don't make a whole lot of money. And, you know, different things you can do basically to try to, like, live in your car temporarily and basically make longer trips so you can go farther on less money is kind of the idea. So anyway, I met him whenever he was first kind of starting that, and it's been fun to watch him grow as a comic and then also spread his wings a little bit. I see posters of him doing shows all over the place now, and he seems very comfortable with getting way, way, way far away from home and doing shows. This week, though, we were right in his backyard. We were in Michigan, Waterford, Michigan, right outside Detroit. For the World Series of Comedy. A great week of shows. And yeah, I got a chance to sit down with Chris Barrett. This week we're heading back home. I've got 2 or 3 daddy-daughter days stacked up. I'm so excited to spend time with her. And then, then Playing with Matches. Reunion show. May 3rd. It's coming up. If you're watching this week, you got to get tickets, bud. You got to get tickets now because it's coming up on Saturday, May 3rd. Grab those tickets. They're opening up all sorts of, like, the Riff is selling discounted tickets. There's all sorts of stuff going on. So the tickets are going to fly. The few remaining tickets that we have are going to fly this week. So if you haven't got them yet, reserve your spot. Make sure you can get in the door. This is going to be off the chain. We're so excited about it. We've got rehearsals later on in the week. Our last rehearsals leading up to the big show. And, yeah, just pumped. I'm going to sit down with the boys, and you'll hear from them next week which will be after the show, but I'll probably do the interview before the show and get kind of their thoughts and feelings, and maybe some clips from the show and the whole night. It'll be a fun evening of frivolity and festivities. And, so we're excited about all that. About 5 more hours before we get home, and we do some laundry and get some sleep. Check out this interview with Chris Barrett. Later, scumbags.
No phones.
Naysayer. We don't need any more bad luck from Trevi Metal. We're here. I'm here with Chris Barrett outside of the Holiday Inn Express.
Oh, yeah.
In Waterford, Michigan. It's out back. It's kind of a drainage ditch situation back here.
Beautiful Holiday Inn Express view in the background.
Yeah, they're doing construction, but there's a little pond back here. Drainage ditch pond. There's geese in it, though, so it feels like a... It's hard to tell here in Michigan what's a pond, what's just a drainage
A dumping ground.
A dumping ground.
Yeah.
What has toxic sludge in it.
Yeah, because people swim in both of those. So you can't just look and see like a child swimming in it and think, oh, that's a pond.
Yeah, there's houses right next to this.
Oh, yeah.
But it still might be just drainage, you say?
Yeah, well, in some places they'll build like a fake pond where you can't swim in it.
Yeah.
Let
me make sure
just so they have water by it.
This is a bad show, don't worry. I'll be right back.
Oh, I get the same thing. I've recorded entire
recording.
I've recorded entire podcasts without recording.
And
them.
I don't edit, so that's going to be in there. Chris Barrett,
cool.
Everyone. How do I know Chris? You might be asking yourself. Well, he's a comedian. Feel free to talk if you'd like also.
Yeah, I could talk. I can do that. Yeah, me and Derek, we met on the road.
Out on the road.
Yeah, I was really worried. I had guitar. I have a guitar in my act when I do 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Not all the time, but most of the time, especially in the beginning. And then I saw I was going to be on a show with another guitar playing comedian.
Yeah, that was me.
And I was worried. I was like, oh, man, this guy's going to be mad if I bring my guitar out. What do I do? Yeah, and Derek, he's a professional. And then I saw his act, and I noticed our acts are not the same with the guitar.
No, totally different
approach. And I feel like crowds appreciate that. They like that it's like a multifaceted,
it's not bad pairing
multimedia.
Us together.
Yeah, it works.
And this is for Bar Comedy. Shout out Bar Comedy USA.
Bar Comedy USA.
Shout out Jerdog.
Jerdog.
Was this the first time you had really gone? I wanted to talk to you about life on the road. Yeah. Was this the first time you had really gotten out on the road, really, or in a professional type capacity?
Well, I think the first show I did with you was the second time I had gone out. The first time I'd gone out was Iowa. So I went really out of there from Michigan.
Yeah. That's a trip.
Yeah, I messed up. I saw IA written down, and I just sent my thing, and I thought Indiana.
That's incorrect.
And then I didn't get the show immediately, and then about a week before, Jerdog wrote me, and he's like, hey, can you still do this? I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll do it.
I don't know if you could say that show or two like that in the beginning. That's like, probably shouldn't have gone and done that. But I did anyway. Yeah, that's how I met Joe Lowers. That's my story about Pittsburgh, where my car broke down and I rented a car because it was 2 weeks before, and I didn't want to. I feel like it's damaging to the relationship.
Yeah.
To cancel on somebody that close.
Yeah, unless
it just is.
Unless somebody dies like you.
Yeah, and I had a Jerdog show. I had just started working for him. I didn't want to cancel that.
Yeah.
I had just met Ronnie Fleming, who's still a great bud in Pittsburgh, who was running the Don't Tell shows, and I didn't want to burn these guys, so I rented a car. Even though I knew it was going to cost me money, I rented a car.
Yeah.
Did the gigs, and at that Don't Tell show was Mr. Joe Lowers from the World Series of Comedy. He was like, well, I think you should probably submit to the festival. I think you'd do really good at it.
I don't know Joe well enough to make impressions of him yet.
Mine always ends up sounding like Richard Nixon after a while.
I'm not a crook.
I'm not a crook or anything, but...
You should be on my festival.
You should probably come and join the festival. It'd be a fun time.
It'd be a good time.
I love comedy. I love comedians.
That's one of the funny things I like about comedians that have been doing it for a long time. How in the same sentence they'll say they love comedy and then they'll say they hate it at the same time.
Oh,
I've met so many of them that are like I hate it, I can't see it anymore, but they're there every time.
Yeah, they're hooked on it.
Yeah, they still any
There's
chance
a
they get to go on
difference, though.
stage, they're on stage and they do well and they have a great time. They get off, they're loving it. The next day they're like, I hate comedy. I don't know why I ever did this. Ah.
Man, I think this is a total tangent, but I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I was talking to Charlie Wahlberg last night. Shout out Charlie Wahlberg. And he was pointing out, because we had a terrible turnout on the show last night. I was about to say terrible show.
Mm-hmm.
Not exactly. It was a struggle, though, because there's only a couple tables. The Detroit Pistons were losing yet another game to the New York Knicks.
Yep.
And nobody was at our show. And Charlie said, I was up there kind of struggling a little bit, like the crowd wasn't having any of it. But
Yeah.
he said you could tell that I was still having like a really good time.
Yeah.
And I think that I've turned, like as far as hating comedy and loving comedy, it's happened a couple years ago where I started really enjoying it in a different way whenever it wasn't going well.
Yeah.
It was still fun to me, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, your brain. Yeah, you know eventually at a certain point, like, this is the way it's gonna be, and then you're just like, all right, well, I'm gonna do this for a whole other reason now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I enjoy also that, especially if you have some buddies in the back of the room.
Yeah.
Like at these, it's Joe and the other comics are all in the back.
Yeah, so now you're trying to get them.
And then if you stick the landing on a joke and it gets nothing, you wait 2 more seconds and you'll hear them all laugh at you bombing, which is also fun to me. Like,
yeah.
I just stopped hating it, and it's made bombing very tolerable, because occasionally there's just a crowd that's just like, you can't do anything with it. And
No, so recently, so back to the Iowa one. The first time I did the Iowa one, I think it was like 11 hours. I rented a hotel in between, so I made it like a 3-day thing. So I went and drove, slept in the hotel, the next day went and did the gig, went back to the hotel, slept, then drove home. Now, like, the last gig I did was like 11 and a half hours in Atlanta. And I just drove all the way through. So I'm like, yeah, I'm a road dog for real now.
This is the road dog lessons, the type of where you learn how to plan it better.
Yeah.
How to map it out. And if you told that to me, I'd be like, this is you should have done this completely
This is
different.
insane. Why would you do this?
I remember you checking out our second gig together. You got wind that I had been sleeping in my car.
Yeah.
And you went and checked out my setup where I have my Chevy Equinox and I have a little plank with a mattress on it that I
makeshift plank where you
crawl back there and sleep for a couple hours. It's only designed for maybe like 6 hours at the max.
Yeah, but no, that's what you got to do. Like I took my van that I have, and I put an air mattress, fits perfectly back there, and I've slept on that too. And people are like, "That's crazy. Why would you do that?" It's like, because I don't want to spend money, and I don't know. I'm fine with it, and I think that's one of the things that I think is funny to me, talking to some of the other local comedians. A lot of them will be like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? I'm like, because I love going on stage.
Yeah.
I enjoy driving to other states. I enjoy meeting new people. I enjoy trying the joke that works here in Michigan. Does it work in Iowa? Does it work in Atlanta? Does it work, and the only way you're going to find that out is by doing it.
Yeah. Up here in Michigan was a big one for me because, like, in Detroit, you've got more urban audiences.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've got a real country boy vibe that's like, hey, y'all.
Immediately they're like, ugh.
No, it's been fine, But, yeah, it's a small adjustments here and there, no matter what the crowd.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then I think the next time I saw you, after you checked out my car, you finished the show, and you went into the bathroom after we had closed up shop, and you came out and you had your pajama pants on.
Yeah.
And you were like, I'm going to do it.
This is how I drive now. I wear my pajama pants, and then I wear slippers, too.
Yeah.
And then
You're in
I
your
slip
home.
I slip my feet off of those, and
I have a little cardigan sweater I wear.
yeah,
You're in your home. You're
Yeah.
just not in bed yet.
yeah, it's
You're driving.
it's crazy how used to it you get. And I got my snacks and my road sandwich that I make myself, and got all my drinks and everything I need. And
Even though it's hard, is there a part of you that does really like it? You're an Army guy, so sleeping in your car fucking ain't nothing to you, right?
no, that's not a big deal. I mean, it's like a love-hate type of thing, definitely, where you sometimes when you're driving, you're like why am I doing this? What made me do this?
Yeah.
But then, afterwards you're like, no, it was what I love it.
When
I
you
secretly
describe it to
love
other
it.
people, some people do think it's crazy, and then there is every once in a while one of my buddies that's like, man, that's so cool.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I drove overnight and camped in my car alongside the part of the Appalachia Trail, and then hiked part of that, and then got back in my car. So I'll stop and like do nature hikes and stuff.
Yeah.
And then rolled on in and spent 2 weeks in Sarasota, and then drove in. Yeah, it's just like you describe your crazy schedule to somebody, and they're like, wow.
Yeah, there are a lot of people that think it's insane. I think with some people, like, I have to talk it down. Like, oh man, I drove forever, and
Yeah.
the crowd, blah, blah, blah. But in reality, I'm like, I had a great time.
Yeah,
Actually,
I had a fantastic time.
I had a fantastic time. It was great weather.
Ooh, man, sometimes car camping is really nice.
Yeah.
And we were right in the prime car camping weather. On the way up, it was like 65 at night, maybe 60 it dipped down to.
Yeah.
You know it's good car camping weather whenever I'm kicking off the sleeping bag. It's like, it's a little too hot. It's a little too warm.
It was the show in the UP where it was the first time I stayed in my van, and I parked in a rest stop that was right off of Lake Superior.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Breezy's coming in the window.
Woke up in the morning. I had slept probably 7. I got a good 7. Got out, stepped out, walked right to the water. And so it's like you woke up in the morning, I walk right to the water, see the nice waves.
Lake Superior, you
like,
peed in the lake.
I'm like, yeah. Well, people swim in everything here, like I said.
That's an Instagram picture. When you're like, my life has become an Instagram picture, waking up in front of Lake Superior,
right.
urinating in the lake.
Yeah.
I
That's
did
the
that
life,
whenever
right?
I visited Sarasota. I wasn't going to go to the beach, but I had to use the bathroom so bad that I decided to take a dip in the Gulf of America.
I didn't get a chance to see the Gulf of America. I booked my hotel completely wrong. And then I was like, I got a flight coming up. I don't want to risk trying to drive here, there,
I would have
rental
taken
car.
a shit, but the salt water kind of
Burns, probably, right?
I don't know.
You don't want it to burn
I
inside,
don't know, I was going to say it was like made me swell up or something.
or it'll float to the top.
Yeah, maybe
and,
it would.
and it'll follow
And you want
around.
that thing sinking.
You don't want everybody to know that it's yours
Yeah, you
because it's following you. It's like it's following you around, like it knows you.
So since then, you are a certified road dog. You've been all over.
Yeah, I've been
all over the place.
I have been, I mean, a lot of the Midwest, but yeah, I've been a lot of places.
In the
now.
Michigan scene, it seems like there's a ton of funny people and a ton of funny places great places to perform.
Definitely. There's, I mean, there are little scenes where, like the type of crowds you get are different and everything like that, but...
You're talking about black people now, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I mean, there's, there's
black rooms.
Black rooms, definitely.
I love
There's
a black crowd.
more like college-y rooms, so you got a lot of younger
College-y
people.
crowd.
Yep, and then
They want to talk politics.
Yeah, they want to hear
They'd be like,
politics,
Trump sucks.
gender identity, all that stuff.
Gender identity.
Yes, definitely gender identity.
Now
And then
listen, when it comes to porn watching, I don't discriminate.
I mean, they can call them whatever they want, as long as they got the equipment I want to look at.
As long as they're doing dirty stuff and taking pictures of it.
Pretty much. But yeah, there's a lot of scenes. There are a lot of funny people, and they're trying to make it a place where more people want to come to. And I feel like there are a few of the clubs that are really pushing for it. We had a new club open up, comedy bar in Detroit.
I've heard that's great.
I haven't been yet, but from what I've heard from other friends that have performed there, they said it's great. So they're really trying to build it up into a thing where people, because it seems like sometimes people, when they're doing their tours, like they might pop into Michigan, maybe not, you know.
Yeah.
But if
it's a
we
little
could-
out of the way,
right?
You could easily, if you were so inclined, just skip right over to Chicago.
Exactly, you could just pass.
Go Cleveland to Chicago and just skip over it.
Right, because if you go into Michigan, then you got to go back out the other way, you
Yeah.
came in, or you got to go all the way through.
And that sucks because I do love Detroit and I love Michigan.
Yeah, it's
awesome up here, especially in the summertime.
It could be
Winters
awesome.
Winters can be
Winters
tough.
are a nightmare.
I'll give you this: you guys handle it well. Like Wisconsin and Minnesota, you got the trucks out.
Yeah.
I did a bunch of shows up here, and yeah, it was just blizzarding the whole time. Coming in off the lake, some of the fattest snow I've ever seen.
That's the lake effect that they
Yeah.
say. The lake effect.
You're surrounded by lakes.
You have to worry about that. Then they'll bring it up in the weather all the time. The lake effect.
Yeah.
And people are like, "What the hell are you talking about?" It's like it's because the lakes, man.
There's a lot of lakes.
There's air coming over
There's
the
a couple
lakes.
of 'em.
Yeah, there's quite a few.
Did
of
you
them.
drive to that UP gig?
Yeah.
Like, over the
over
ferry?
the Mackinac Bridge?
There's a bridge.
Yeah, there's a Mackinac Bridge between the Lower Peninsula, Upper Peninsula, and you drive over it.
When you said Mackinac Bridge, you sounded Canadian.
Well, it's spelled Mackinac,
Mackinac.
but you say Mackinac.
I guess so.
You're learning.
I love the UP. I love Michigan. You agreed to play 20 Bad Questions. Did we talk about all the road dog stuff we wanted to talk about?
I think so. I mean, we did road things,
It's
going
fun,
to
and I love
places.
it.
I honestly, like I said, it's
Sometimes
a
when
love
I'm
hate.
telling people about it, I forget that I'm supposed to be ashamed that I'm sleeping in my car. Because I'm just jazzed about it.
Well, for me, it's always in the end of like when people are like, "How much did you make?" And I'm like, "Well, after gas and food and yeah, but
we had a good time. We had
we
a
had
really good
I
time.
had a fun time." But it's the experience and then also the surprise for me. Like you never know what you're gonna get when you get there.
Yeah.
It's a bar you've never seen, people you've never met. Are there going to be people? Are there going to be a lot of people? What kind of people are they going to be? What are they going to like? What are they not going to like? And
I
trying
think
to
about
figure
this
that
a
out.
lot too. If you had asked me a year ago, or you checked in on me a year ago, would I have even thought where I'm at now was a possibility? You know what I mean? I'm not so sure I would. Like if
Really?
you checked in on me last year, 2 or 3 years ago, I would have been like, yeah, so this will be a thing that you could do in a couple years probably. I would have been like, oh, that seems too far out there. I don't know.
So you mean like experience-wise, like that you've got?
Yeah, to be
Gained
getting this
so
much
much.
work.
Yeah.
How long ago would you have to go to before Chris Barrett wouldn't believe you to be like, yeah, you're going to get a lot of feature work from these bar one-nighters. You're going to be traveling around. You're going to be like a certified road dog, and you're going to be like in the local scene, coming up and getting on cool spots here locally. And
I didn't really expect much. I mean, 2 years ago, if I had a show
yeah,
in a month, I was like, yeah, I got a show because
Yeah.
I'm open micing all the time, and now it's like.
You get to a point-
Next
I
month
don't
I
know if
only
that-
got 5 shows next month. What am I gonna do? Oh my god, you know?
Yeah, so that's a good way I like to look back and be like, well, the progress you've made in a year or two is awesome.
Well, I think just in
And then
life.
what does the next couple of years have in store? Who knows? It could be crazy by then.
Well, if you keep going, I feel like if you just keep going hard and pushing, I feel like some people they get to a spot and they're like, all right, I'm at a place.
Good enough.
I've earned something, and I always feel like I still have something to earn.
Yeah.
I still have something to learn. I still have something. I don't have anything that rhymes with earn or learn anymore to add to that. I was trying to go with it, but it didn't work.
You're trying to get a rhyme going.
But
Nothing left to burn.
yeah, there you go. Nothing left to burn, or earn, or
Nowhere
learn.
else to turn.
Yeah, there you go. See, man, my brain's all broken from the road, being
The
a road
first thing
dog.
I did when I saw Chris was spill a coffee on my face. Yeah, I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And I had my hands full, and I just went. Shh.
It was
yeah,
it was
I'm
an
surprised
interesting
we were doing
experience.
this interview at all. I should have just canceled. I should have been like, you know what? This isn't going to work out.
This is how it started. This is not a good sign at all.
Chris has agreed in front of this beautiful drainage ditch to play 20 bad questions. Not 20, 10. 10 bad questions.
10 bad questions.
I keep saying 20. It's 10.
10 bad questions.
10 bad questions. This is sort of rapid fire, but of course we can stretch our legs
Okay.
if we felt like it. Question 1. Chris Barrett, where do we find you online so we can figure out where all your funny shows are at?
Oh, I'm on Facebook, Chris Barrett on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram at comic Chris Barrett, because you need to make sure they know that you're a comedian.
Yeah.
Somehow in your name. You can't just have your name.
Is that a rule you've heard
No,
somewhere?
there's too many Chris Barretts to just rate Chris Barrett.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
I don't want to. It's harder to tell people. Yeah, look up Chris Barrett 13B13.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, so comic
Yeah.
Chris Barrett. Yeah.
Comic Chris Barrett. Question 2. If you were king for a day, not king for a day, king of the world, what's one fun thing that you would force everyone to do?
One fun thing that I would force everybody to do.
So you see, the concept is that it's a fun thing, but you're making it so mandatory
Okay.
that perhaps it
I-
becomes daunting.
All right. I would pick a word, like just a random word, and everybody would have to every hour, at least one time, just scream it, no matter where they are.
Like Pee-wee's Playhouse, like the
Like the word of the day.
password or whatever.
Yeah, like they would. So you're just shopping.
That's fun. I love that.
You're just shopping and you hear somebody yell like boobs, and you're like, what? And then boobs,
it's
and
the
you're like,
word.
oh, boobs
That's
is the
the
word of the
word.
day.
You're right. That would be fun, but then also after a while, everybody would be like, you know
I'm
what?
sick and tired of
I
this
can't
king.
believe we put this king in charge with this stupid word.
We did boobs last month.
Oh, yeah, you'd get a lot of that. Question 3, favorite ice cream flavor.
Ooh, favorite ice cream flavor. Oh boy, I like Neapolitan. 'cause
Incorrect. The correct answer was Rocky Road. Question 4, if you were a time-traveling tourist, what time would you travel to?
oh boy, there's so many insane moments in history
And I'll give you
time.
full immunity to all old-timey diseases. I'll go
So,
ahead and give you that.
so I don't get the diseases if I go there.
Yeah, you won't get smallpox or any of those things. I mean, unless you're really looking for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
I have to give the 2 caveats of the disease thing, and then if I'm doing this game with a black person, I have to be like, and also like you can go in like a bubble, so you don't have to experience all of the terrible shit that history was.
It's like they're there
I don't think I played the game with the lady yet.
with women too. Yeah.
No,
the same
Val.
thing.
Yeah, you got to give the women the thing too.
I don't
Like a
it's
shield
so
from
hard.
history, so you don't, as soon as you open the pod, you're in a terrible circumstance.
I kind of want to go. I'm just saying this probably because I recently was reading stuff about it. Kind of want to go to like Civil War, and Civil War era, and
It's a bunny rabbit.
and me. It's a Michigan bunny rabbit.
Yeah,
It's a
it's hopping
plastic
around.
bag hopping around.
It's a plastic trash bag full of heroin.
It's a Michigan bunny rabbit. That's what we call it. Yeah, Civil War. Like, I'd want to hang out with Grant. Like, some of the crazy
yeah.
stuff that I heard, like, I want to know, was this guy really drunk the whole
Ooh,
time?
he had some PTSDs.
Yeah, he was. I'd like
He
to hang out
saw
with
some
him.
Shit, man, and then had to just keep sending people into that.
Yeah, just had to keep.
That's the stuff I've been watching documentaries about. Whenever I see Grant, it's just like, what a terrible decision to have to make over and over again every day.
Yeah, well,
all right.
he was the one that kind of told Lincoln, he was like, look, Lincoln, I know you're not trying to get people killed and kill other people, but we're in a war, and if you want to win this, people are going to die.
Yeah.
And Lincoln's like, yeah, you're right. Not realizing he was going to be one of the people.
Yeah.
But Grant made it, and that's why. Oh, my Grant thing, real quick. Grant used to smoke cigars across the street
Throat
in the
cancer.
lobby, and he smoked the cigars in a lobby across the street. and people found out about it. So
From
they
here
would
at the Holiday Inn?
no, not from here at the
At the
from the
Holiday
White
Inn?
House, across the
Oh,
street from
okay.
the White House. He would smoke cigars in the lobby, and then people realized the president was there, and they can go talk to him while he's smoking a cigar.
Yeah.
And they would talk policy with him, and that's where we get our term lobbyists.
Lobbyists.
There
No
you go.
way. That's crazy.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
That's the only fact I actually know about Grant.
The only fact. Question 5. What's your favorite performance space? Second part, is there a bucket list place that you haven't performed that you would love to someday?
I have to say my favorite place where I feel the most comfortable is Gratiot Pub in Clinton.
Shit.
Gratiot Pub.
Am I saying it right? Grass shit?
Gratiot. It's spelled Gratiot, so it's French, but
French.
American trying to say French. So Gratiot.
Grass shit.
Gratiot.
Gratiot.
Gratiot. I don't even know if it's French. It might be
Gratiot.
Dutch or whatever. Anyway, it's a small bar.
It's Afrikaner.
Yeah, in Clinton Township. It's the first place I ever started doing stand-up when I started doing it again here in the States. And either there's a bunch of people or there's nobody or it's just comedians. And
Something about the room?
Something about the room. I feel comfortable. I say whatever I want. It's where I go to do. Usually if it's the first time I'm ever saying it on stage, that's where I go. And
Just to say it into a microphone?
yeah, and they have a sectioned off area that's outside where you could smoke. So technically they're smoking like in the bar.
Nice.
And there's this one dude, he hates comedy, but for some reason he's always there when comedy's there. He's drunk, and then occasionally he'll just shout something at you.
Great.
It'll just be like, "Hey, Civil War, Jesus, God."
Yeah, I think every comic has a thing like this. That's like,
Yeah.
It's not the best at all, but it's my place, and
Yeah.
that's where I go.
And the place I would love to perform would
What's your bucket list?
bucket
place?
list would probably be the Comedy Store.
The store.
Yeah.
I've been up there a couple times.
I went
It
there.
is legendary.
Yeah.
You're trying to take a piss, and there's like picture. I remember trying to take a pee just to like clear my brain because it was getting like I was overwhelming myself.
Yeah.
Thinking about like, oh, this is all my heroes have been.
What do
on.
I gotta do?
And then you go take a pee, and there's like pictures in front of you at the urinal. That's like, oh, this is Jim Carrey on this very stage that I'm about to. Shit like that. Where you're like, I can't even get away from the history.
Yeah.
In this place.
I've only been there once on a vacation, and I just was thinking in my brain like the normal shows where you go, you get to see 3 comedians, and it's done.
Oh no.
And then the store, it's just like another one, another one,
Nonstop.
another one, another one, and then it would just be like a guy I don't know, hilarious guy, probably a regular there, and then. Oh, here's Jeff Ross. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was here. Mark
Working
Maron
on
was
some
there.
new 10-minute thing.
Yeah,
that
Mark
he
Maron
has.
was there.
Yeah.
And I was like, they didn't say he was going to be there. You're just there. And
Yeah.
then Pauly Shore got on stage. Like, it was
It's the most
insane.
insane way to run because of where they're at and what they are.
Yeah, it
Where
was.
they have a lineup that's set that's all people in town who are just bangers.
Yeah.
But then you have these people from TV and stuff dropping in.
Just dropping in like,
Like,
hey, I
can
feel like
do 10 minutes?
trying out a couple new things here.
Yeah. It's insane, and it's
Yeah.
pretty wild. Number 6, what's the most annoying thing?
What's the annoying thing about what? Oh,
Just the most annoying thing. Don't read too much into it.
my
Chris.
wife.
My wife. Okay, great.
No, not doing
Number
laundry.
7.
Laundry. The laundry. I hate the laundry.
You hate doing laundry?
I hate the way
Obviously.
our laundry system at my house. My laundry system at my house is piles in different areas of my house, and so when I need clothes, I got to go through all the piles and look for.
You have a German wife. This
Yeah.
doesn't sound very efficient. and
No,
organized.
it's not.
9.
9 is not.
Question number 7: snakes or spiders?
What do I like or do I not like?
It's a bit open-ended. you're
Open-ended. All right. So I think snakes are pretty cool. I think spiders. I don't know. My experience with spiders has not been cool.
Right. Incorrect. The correct answer was spiders. Question 8: 5 movies on a desert island. You're on a desert island. What 5 movies
boy.
do you want to take with you? You only get 5.
Full Metal Jacket.
Ooh.
As good as it gets.
Okay.
Goodfellas.
Good choice.
Dumb and Dumber.
Okay. I like that one a lot.
And it's so hard to think of what the last one would be.
You learn a lot about a person.
Based on the
Based on
movies
this
that you pick. I'd say, well, it's hard. I was thinking one of the Ghostbusters. I'd say Ghostbusters, the first one.
You like Ghostbusters. Somebody else liked Ghostbusters.
Did they?
I can't remember who it was.
It's
Not
a
the
movie
first
I could
Ghostbusters
watch.
we've had.
Just thinking of movies I could watch a million times.
Yeah, and not get tired of it.
Yeah.
Question 9, favorite gas station / truck stop? You old road dog, you.
I
got a favorite yet?
kind of like the come and go.
In Missouri, I don't. They're out of Illinois, I think. But
I forget where I was at. Where I went to. I think it was in
Splooge and
Iowa,
split,
maybe.
Ejaculate and evacuate.
Yeah.
Come and go.
Come and go.
Lose your load and hit the road.
Yeah, they all feel the same to
Terrible.
me. They all
These are all terrible.
they all feel the same, you know. What if somebody did open up all those other ones? You know.
Yeah.
You think how mad come and go would be?
Yeah, they'd be like, we thought we had the euphemism of the year.
Yeah, look at you guys all stealing our stuff.
Yeah, and then Splooge and Split opened up, and the rest is history. I like Loves. That's my go-to.
Loves? Yeah, Loves is nice. I like it.
I mean, you can have your come and goes all you want. I'm all about love, Chris.
Okay,
That's
all right.
me.
You can tell a lot about a guy who,
Love.
what kind of gas station he picks.
Give me love. Give me love, Chris, any day. And final question, and we're going to get mushy. What's your favorite thing about comedy? You're allowed to get... I hate it when we put it on a pedestal and talk about it like this, but I do include this question. What's your favorite thing about comedy?
I guess my favorite thing about comedy is that you get to do you in an original thing on stage and somehow make it so that people laugh, and that it is, and also, well, I guess a major part of it for me too, so I'm adding multiple things to this, I guess, is that it's one of the hardest things to do.
It's crazy hard.
That people look at and go, give me the microphone. I'm
Yeah.
going to get up there. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And every single person that you see say that and actually get the balls to go up and do it, they're on stage for 30 seconds and they're like, I was at work at
Yeah.
at the break room,
You know
and
what it's
Jack
like
came.
when this happens? It always reminds me of when the guy does the half-court shot in a basketball
Yeah.
game, where you watch the first half of the basketball game and it's all NBA players and they are all so good at what they do.
Yeah.
And then this guy steps out, and as soon as they hand him the basketball, you're like, oh, this guy can't play basketball. It's just the way he holds it is just like, nope. He dribbles it a couple times.
Both hands.
And it's like, here we go.
I'm a basketball
Even if
player.
it's not that, even if he's a guy who like sort of plays, there's a huge. You see it almost immediately. You're like, no, that guy doesn't do this professionally.
So I guess the real answer to that whole thing is that being open, original, vulnerable, doing something that's extremely hard on multiple levels, social networking, delivery, acting, all that thing, and then for people to look at it like it's not a real thing. I think some masochistic thing inside of me is just like, I love doing
You
something
like
that's
that part of it?
very hard,
That
but
nobody
people
knows.
doesn't really understand, to make it look, and then to make it look like it's so easy.
Yeah.
And to know in the back of your brain,
What
you're
a
like,
weird answer, Chris.
yeah, I don't know. I enjoy it. It's something very, very hard that looks easy, and I don't even let myself enjoy it. I'm like, no, you did bad. You got to do better. It's like, but everybody was laughing. Like, no,
What
they
a
didn't
weird
laugh.
answer.
They didn't
but
laugh
I
as good.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
That is a masochistic thing.
I
Most
think you
people
have
would
to
like,
be
I wish
kind
people
of.
could understand how hard this is, because I don't even think people can really until you try it enough.
Right. And well, that's the
Like,
other
you're
thing.
like, I'm glad nobody understands.
Well, that's the thing too. Like, I think there are people that do get up and they do it, and then first timer luck, and they get some laughs, and like, oh, okay, and then they start doing a little bit more, and then they're like, wow, this is way harder than I thought. It was hard when I first thought about it. to this day, still, I keep learning new things where I'm like, wow, this is way harder than I thought. Like, I keep thinking like, oh, I got it figured out. And then you get another thing and you're like, no, this is even harder.
Yeah, and
it
I
just
think about
keeps getting
it
harder.
also, even as long as I've been on the train, you look at guys like Tom Segura and these other guys, and you're like, well, I know I've worked this hard just to only get this far. I can't imagine how
what
much
they had to
hard
do
work it is
to get to
be
that.
to that point. Like, I'm not under any illusions that there's a whole lot of luck necessarily. Like, you need breaks and stuff, but
sure, breaks and luck,
but it
but
still requires 100% all of the hard work still. Like,
yeah, you have to
so
with
yeah, I'm
with
you
every
there.
facet of what you're, the way you look on stage, what you're doing on stage, how you're doing it on stage, what you're saying on stage, when you say it, all that into it, and then just be like, yeah,
and make it also look like you're just kind of coming up,
having a
with
good
it.
time, just chilling, having a good time.
Yeah, it takes a lot. It's a long road, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, but
Chris, thanks for doing
this.
this. Thanks for hanging out by the pond.
Well, thanks for having me.
What a glorious afternoon it is.
It is. I mean, it's been a nice day, and
Yeah. There's a big fat
they got a lot of sewage
swan
coming out
on this.
so it looks great.
Yeah, it looks great out here. There's a big fat swan who lives on this pond.
Yeah, what's his name?
I haven't named him yet.
Oh, well, I'm sure he's got his own name. You can ask him. Maybe he'll tell you.
Well, thanks for doing this. We're off to. I didn't know how to respond, so I just. We're off to,
before we go into that insanity.
It felt like you wanted to get into some sort of improv game, and I was like, no. So this has been Chris Barrett and Derek Luna. We're off to a one-night stand.
One-night stands. It's great.
Which is a great comedy club. It's proved to be a great club.
Well, it's great. The staff, awesome.
Yeah.
Mike Booker, Mike Green, shout out to him.
Shout
he's
out Mike Green.
Great guy.
Shout out Stan.
Stan is awesome too. Yeah, he's a great guy.
We're off to there for a quarterfinal round. Chris is competing. I'm hosting. And thanks for checking it out. Thanks for being here, bud.
Thank you. I'm pointing. I was just following what you were doing. All right.
This is great. We're keeping all of this. Well, so there it is. There it was. My interview with Chris Barrett. Thanks for checking out this episode of the Derek Luna Show, where it's exclusive. We're an exclusive thing. You know what I mean? So like and subscribe, or don't like. And if you're on the fence, maybe unsubscribe. And make sure you don't tell anybody else about this. We already kind of probably have too many people watching it. It gets cramped, and too many people like it, and it's not cool anymore. So, keep quiet about it, and tune in next week where I'll be talking to my boys from the band, and getting in anticipation of the big show. Back on the road. We'll see you back at home. Thanks for checking it out. And shut the F up about it. Bye.